Hi all, and welcome to yarnspirations.com. I'm Mary Beth Temple for Hooked for Life, and in this video we're going to take a look at the crochet stripe scarf. Now this is very simple to stitch, and it gets all its glory from all of these fabulous colors from Caron and Pantone. To make either one of these versions, you're going to need 3 braids. You're going to need Morning Blues, Olive Oil, and Frozen Berry. And here they are: Morning Blues, Olive Oil, and Frozen Berry. You're also going to need a hook, size USK 10.5 or 6.5 millimeter, or size needed to obtain gauge. Now you're going to unwrap all these braids, and we have a clever video to help you with that if you need it. And then you're going to put them in order depending on which chart you want to use. We're going to talk more about that in a little bit. And then we're going to learn this very simple textured stitch, which alternates rows of double crochet with rows of double crochet and slip stitches. So this is very, very easy to make, and I can't wait to help you get started. So let's take a look. The first thing you want to do is get all your yarns in order. Since you are using 3 different braids, I need you to open up all your braids, and if you are curious about how to do that, we have a separate video for you on unwrapping the Caron and Pantone braids. Then you're going to decide if you want to do version 1 or version 2. They have the same colors in both, it's just a matter of the color order. I'm working on version 1 because I am, because that's the one that appealed to me. So to get started, I'm going to need the top color 19340 in the color 1 column, and I'm going to need the top color in 141210 in the color 2 column. So what happens here, if you look at the scarf and you see it's in blocks, so each one of these blocks uses 2 different colors. One is color 1 and one is color 2, but what happens is you make one repeat in these 2 colors, and then the next repeat is in these 2 colors, and the next in these 2, etc. And this helps you see how you're going to work. The other thing I want to point out, and there is a note about it, it says, due to the finite amount of yarn in each shade, pattern gauge must be matched to ensure successful results, by which we mean we do not want you to run out. So if it looks like you're going to run out of yarn, possibly what you might want to do is go down a hook size. It might be a tiny bit smaller, but you don't want to run out on the last row of every block. So if you want to swatch and make sure you're getting gauge, that's awesome. A lot of people don't. So make your first block. If you're not running out of yarn at the end, then you're golden, and don't worry about it. Okay, so referring to table and material section, with color 1, which in my case was this 194340, you're going to chain 21 double crochet in the 4th chain from hook, which counts as 2 double crochet, and double crochet in each chain to end of chain, turn 19 stitches. So I already did that because you don't need to watch me double crochet. All right, for the second row, I'm going to chain 1, slip stitch in the first double crochet, double in the next double, slip stitch in the next double, and I'm going to do that all the way to the end of the row and turn. So let's take a look at that. So I did my turn, I'm chaining 1, and then I'm going to slip stitch in the first double, double in the next double, slip stitch in the next double, double in the next double, and I'm going to do this all the way across to the end, and it gives me this sort of wavy looking stitch. Now I'm coming up on the end of the second row, and I have to change colors. So I want to look at this note. It says to join new color, work 2 last loops on hook of first color, yarn over hook with the new color, draw 3 loops, and proceed with the new color. So what I'm going to do at the end of my second row, because I'm going to have to change colors for the third row, I'm going to do my last yarn over and draw through with the new color, and I'm just leaving a fold of the yarn 6 to 8 inches. I'm not tying a knot or anything like that because I can weave it in later and it's not going to come apart. So I'm on my last slip stitch, which is in the top of that turning chain. So I'm putting my hook in the stitch and I'm finishing the slip stitch with the new color right there. And then I'm going to turn the work and begin the third row. So I'm with my second color, I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Double crochet in each stitch to end of row. So that chain 3 is going to be on top of the slip stitch. So I'm going to double in that next double and then double in the slip stitch. Double in the double, double in the slip stitch. And I'm going to do that all the way across. So you can see why I changed colors before the chain, because if I chained in the old yarn, it would not be attractive. So here I am at the end of the third row. I'm going to turn my work, and the fourth row is the same as the second row. So I'm going to chain 1, slip stitch in the first double, double in the next double, and do that all the way across. Coming up to the end of my fourth row, it's time to change colors again, and this color is sitting here waiting for me because these are the 2 colors that I'm using in this block. So once again, I'm going to start the slip stitch and finish it with the new color. Now you notice I just brought it up the side of the work. It is going to show just the tiniest bit on this side. However, you're going to do it consistently all the way up, so it will look like a feature, not a bug. And then we're going back to the next row. We're going to double crochet in each stitch across. When my 16 rows in these 2 colors have been completed, I'm going to break off both of those yarns, and I'm going to do the next 16 rows in the next color selection, and I'm going to choose those 2. You might want to grab a pencil and just check off the pairs as you go. And once again, I would make sure at the very beginning when I broke all my braids apart that I knew which yarn was which number, and I would find that out by looking at the label when I took the braid apart, because the label has all those little numbers written on it. You can tell which one is which. Anyway, that is all there is to the crochet stripe scarf. At the very end, I'm going to put some fringe on, and we know how to do that. We've done fringe before, but it tells you at the end, and you will have the color link will be left. So you're going to cut 16-inch strands, take 3 strands together, fold in half and knot across the short ends, and then trim the fringe evenly across the bottom. I like to use a rotary cutter to do that because I think it makes it really perfectly straight, but you of course can use scissors or whatever you have to hand that cuts nice and sharp, because you want the scissors or the cutter to be sharp to give you a nice straight edge. So thank you so much for joining us for the crochet stripe scarf made in Caron and Pantone. I'm Mary Beth Temple for Hooked for Life, and we look forward to seeing you again real soon. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for fresh content weekly in knitting, crocheting, and other yarny stuff. Bye-bye.